Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Vlogmas. Today we are doing an unedited Get Ready With Me session while we talk about the tension in wanting to feel pretty, but not wanting it to be tied to your value as a person, economically and emotionally. In college, I took an etiquette class, and in that class, they had us talk about what it meant to be professional. So you're going to a job interview. What does it look like to dress or act, and how do you need to behave in order to be professional? And the men were, asked to wear collared shirts, and the women were asked to wear heels and makeup and pantyhose. And I just remember thinking how unfair that felt. And now when I have a professional engagement, like those words just ring in my ears. And it's almost like the makeup element is really what sticks with me. It's like how attractive I am feels directly tied to my financial stability, which I think is really strange. And as children, many of us are raised to see our worth in how we look, right? Like our parents train us, society trains us, magazines are training us that our value, whether someone was going to love us or not, whether someone was going to pay us or not, was tied to how we looked. My grandmother and my mother yelled, "Have fun," to my brothers as they walked out the door for the day. But they reminded me to suck in my stomach or to dress more flattering. My mom showed interest in my brother's interests. She was curious about their basketball games. She would go to them. She would play video games with them even, while I was her accountability buddy at Weight Watchers, or the one she taught how to do her makeup correctly. And as I've gotten older, I found that I'm wearing makeup less and less. It's almost like every decade I'm taking something away. When I was in high school, I was like full face to the max, thick, full coverage foundation, lipstick, mascara, eyeshadow, eyeliner, the whole shebang. And then in college, I went lighter. I focused more on, I had, maybe some concealer, some blush. I would never leave the room without mascara on. I have red hair. I have basically transparent eyelashes. And I felt like if I was out of my room without makeup on, it would be insane. Like it would be hideous to other people. Toward the end of college, I quit wearing mascara, but I would still wear concealer. I still felt like, oh, there's something that needs to be happening. And more, even now, I feel less drawn to putting on makeup, even for professional things. I kind of like my face the way it is, funnily enough. I also feel like it's an act of rebellion, like this concept that my worth is found in how I look is really unappealing to me. I would much rather be valued for what I do, what I know, what I accomplish, the kind of person I am, the values I hold. That is much more important to me than if you think I'm cute or not. I also think we don't choose how we look, right? Like this is something that I was born into, and it's not so much a choice that I made for myself. And I don't value that as much, right? I didn't actively participate in the creation of this. And so it doesn't feel like it really represents me. It more so represents evolution of my family DNA. And so therefore I value that much, much less. And as I've gotten older, and I don't know, maybe part of it is I like my face better without makeup now. It almost feels silly to wear makeup, or I feel like I'm playing dress up or something. But also I think I like the face I'm used to the most. So if I've not been wearing makeup for a while, I like that version. But then when I start wearing makeup and wear it for seasons, I start to like that version more, right? I think that's fair. But as I've gotten older, yeah, I think I just like my face more. I value aesthetics less, and I find it thrilling to not let that control my life or control my behavior. And honestly, most days I don't wear makeup, and I film myself all day, every day, and I go out often and I don't wear a ton of makeup. I might wear eyebrow gel or something, but typically I'm not doing anything. But I'm still in that space where if I have a professional event, if I'm doing an interview, if I am gonna be on camera, like I said, I'm filming myself all day, every day, most days in some form. And I don't necessarily feel like I need to wear makeup for that. I don't wear makeup for podcast interviews or things along that line. But if I'm going to be on someone else's podcast, they have a large audience, they're going to film the thing, I will feel the need to dress up. If I'm doing a media interview, I'll feel the need to dress up. And I find that really strange. And I don't know if you relate to this, if any of you have curly hair, but I often also feel this pressure to straighten my hair because it's like curly hair seems innately unprofessional. And I know there's a much bigger conversation to be had around that in terms of like racial identity and things along those lines. But even for me, where no one's even said anything to me about my hair, right? And I know people have had real experiences with that. It feels like, oh, I need to have straight hair in order to be taken seriously or to be seen as professional. And I think what's tricky is that with those things, I often feel amazing, right? When I put makeup on and I straighten my hair, I often feel more confident because I know that's what I'm supposed to do. That's what like good girls do, in quotes. And even so, it feels like people treat you differently. Like, oh, people are more engaged with me. They're staring at me more. And I have a whole soapbox on that. I think it's much more about how we feel inside and how we're interacting with people that kind of creates that engagement. Like I'm feeling more confident. And so therefore people are engaging with me as if I am a confident, secure person rather than maybe I'm feeling like I don't want to be seen. And so people engage with me as someone who doesn't want to be seen. But still, I have found that face that I get used to, if I'm wearing makeup a lot, that's where I'll find my confidence. And if I'm going barefaced a lot, then that's where I'll find my confidence. But as I've gotten older again, I think I have truly grown attached to the face that I was born with. The version of me at the end of this video is not more worthy of love or fair compensation than the one that woke up that morning. She still has the same beating heart, the same vibrant mind, and maybe the world isn't ready to work with that, but I can definitely start with me.